In this video, I am going to explain how to name covalently bonded compounds. In other words, molecules. We use prefixes to indicate how many of each atom are in the molecule. These may not be real molecules. We're just making up examples to use for this. So when you have a name, you can tell it's a molecule if you see these prefixes on the front and the back name. Other than the prefix, it tells you what the element is. So this one is going to be nitrogen, and oxide is oxygen. And the prefix tells you how many of each. So this means 5. If we look over here at our list, penta means 5 nitrogens. So we're going to have 5 nitrogens in our formula. And di, if we go over to our chart, di means 2. So we're going to have 2 oxygens. And that is the molecule. Let's try another one. Let's try tetra sulfur trinitride. Notice that the last name always ends in IDE, but in the first name, you just write the name of the element. So tetra, if we go to our list, tetra means 4, sulfur, would help if I spelled them right. Tri means 3, and nitride comes from nitrogen, which is N. So we have 4 sulfurs, sulfur 4, nitrogen 3. So what do you do with something that does not have a prefix, such as carbon monoxide? So first of all, notice that with our monoxide, our prefix is mono, but we're not going to have monooxide. It'll look like monoxide. If your element starts with a vowel like that, if it starts with an O, so with the oxygen and the oxide, you're not going to need that that double letter. So you just leave out that one of those O's. So in this one, our carbon doesn't have a prefix on it, but our oxygen does. So this is carbon, oxide is oxygen. If there's no prefix, that means 1. You always have a prefix on the second name, and mono means 1. So we have 1 carbon, 1 oxygen, so our formula is just CO. Now let's go the other way. What if we're given a formula and we have to come up with the name? So let's say we have P6O4. Now, first of all, with molecules, we don't reduce. So we're not going to say P3O2. If it was an ionic compound, we would do that. But this is a molecule, so we do not do that, because this means there are 6 phosphorus atoms bonded to 4 oxygen atoms, and so we don't want to reduce that formula. So remember 6, if we go down to 6, is hexa. And P is phosphorus. And then for the second name, 4 is tetra. And oxygen, remember we change it from oxygen, we take off that ending and change it to IDE. So the way this worked is we had 6 phosphorus, 4 oxygen, and we ended with "ide." So let's try another one. Let's say you have N8S3. So 8 is octa, N is nitrogen, 3 is tri, and then sulfur becomes sulfide. And that's how you write formulas and write names for binary, meaning 2 elements, compounds.